I'm joined by Charlotte Lecomte, the co-founder and CPO of Alea. Charlotte, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for inviting me.
So we're here to discuss the new Alea jackpot. To start, can you walk me through why you're launching now, what it is, and I suppose why the industry should be excited?
Why now, specifically starting with the jackpot, is mostly because we got this particular request from our existing customers. What we see is that on mature markets, like European markets, retention, casino operators rely very heavily on retention more than on acquisition because growth is hard to achieve because there's so much competition on the market, and they need to have an edge over their competitors, something that differentiates them. And jackpot is a great retention tool for players. Players love jackpot. But there's always a bit of pain for a casino operator to work with jackpots because whether you're working with jackpots from game providers, that can, for some of them, be very expensive, or let's say that they're not very transparent, like how the funding is done. Or you're working with third-party jackpots, agnostic from game providers, that can also be pretty expensive or much too basic and don't have all the functionalities that appeal to players. It's actually quite a pain for casino operators to find a good jackpot and not too outrageous price. So we had a lot of customers contacting us and asking us for a solution. Initially, what we wanted to do was to implement a third-party solution, try to find one, because this happens sometimes. We have some clients that would tell us, in the case of casino platform, they would tell us, we want to create a new casino on a new platform. We're not satisfied with the platform we're using. Do you recommend another platform that you're working with that maybe you know that they're more secure or that they're more stable, because we're not happy with the one we're using? And this was exactly the same. It's just like, okay, do you propose some jackpot tools that we could be using that are good? So we didn't at the time. We did a benchmark of all the jackpot tools we could find on the market. I think we benchmarked over 16 of them. And actually I think we found the same problem than our customers, is that either jackpots were very expensive, ridiculously expensive, I would say, or they would be very, very basic and really not really getting the point of what a casino jackpot should be or could be. So at the end of the day, we decided let's make our own, because it would hurt so much to implement a third party that would bring so little value if we were to go for those cheap solutions, let's say, and the expensive ones were just not making sense. In terms of funding, the client would never agree to pay that amount of money. Even if, as Alea Play would take nothing, no cut in the middle, the client would still not pay for that amount. So we decided to go for our own, and really we already had, because Alea Play was established with all the architecture to handle millions of transactions, basically the architecture to power the jackpot was already there. So it's just a very natural step from one to the other. And here we are.
You maybe hinted at it already there, but what would you say is the key USP of the jackpot that differentiates it from other options on the market? And also, how does it complement the wider Alea ecosystem?
Well, it's readily available to our existing customers. What we wanted to do, we wanted the jackpot to be as cost-effective for customers, as effortless and as painless as possible. So it's fully integrated inside our regular API. So any customer that has already implemented transaction API and launch API would plug and play have access to the jackpot. We wanted to create a jackpot that would allow casino operators to not simply use the jackpot as a marketing cost, like as a marketing tool, but they have the possibility to actually collect funds and to actually make campaigns that are profitable. And when you have the possibility to create jackpots that are profitable, you basically have in your hands an engagement tool that pays for itself. I think this is a very good selling point. In terms of features, we tried to basically think about all the things that we've seen in the market throughout our benchmarks, the best of everything we could think about and that we've seen. We've added a few ideas that we had along the way that we'll see if they turn out to be interesting for our customers. But basically, we tried to create a set of configuration options as complete as possible. So the idea was to go to market with a very, very strong product at a very affordable price.
One of the most important features that operators will be looking for is configuration. What options for configuration or what control do operators have over how the jackpots function?
They have full controls. The jackpot configuration and reporting is fully available in our client area, and they can be autonomously creating them. Obviously, our staff is available to help as well, but they have 100% control. They would start by creating a jackpot campaign. The jackpot is available on our entire game portfolio, but they can choose a specific list of games that makes more sense. Maybe some games are more advantageous, or they may even use the jackpot campaign in order to promote a specific type of content to their player and drive their player to those games, for instance. They would choose which currencies. So a single jackpot campaign can run on as many currencies as you'd like as a casino operator. We take care of currency exchange rates in real time. In the reporting, you'll see all the contributions and which exchange rate was applied. So we want to be full transparent in terms of financials. For the player, it will be transparent because the player will see everything in the currency of their wallet. But for the casino operator in their client area, they're going to see everything in whichever currency they decided is most convenient. We support fiat, cryptocurrencies, social currencies, so it should be fully flexible there. The process for a casino operator would be to create a campaign, decide how many levels they want the jackpot to be. It can be as simple as just a 1-level jackpot, or it can be 4 or 5-level jackpots with maybe a mini, mega, maxi jackpot. Decide how they want to seed it, what's the amount of money, if there is going to be automatic reseed, and how many occurrences of the same jackpot they want to do. They're going to decide the contribution model, so how money is going to be debited from players if they want the jackpot to be progressive. They're going to decide the payout mechanism that is going to apply, so how the winning is going to be done. This is very interesting from customization standpoint, because this allows you to create a jackpot that maybe is going to fall at a certain date, or not at a certain date, but by a certain date, or by a certain amount, and you know that the pool is going to fall before 15,000 euro, for instance. Or you can have your regular, very simple, non-deterministic jackpot. That is the jackpots that are the most common, which is basically an amount that keeps growing and one day falls. Overall, all these settings, from the seed to contribution to payouts, this allows the casino to decide how profitable they want this jackpot to be. We offer a simulation tool that guides and helps the casino operator to make sure that the config they've set for the jackpot is gonna eventually lead to a jackpot that's behaving the way they expect, the way they intend. On top of that, we're also providing a fully customizable widget, because the jackpot appears in the front end of the casino. We provide several design collections that the casino operators can choose from.
On a similar note, personalization is a direction that a lot of operators are going. What options will operators have to personalize their jackpots?
Casino operators can create jackpots that are dedicated to whichever type of player they'd like, VIP players or other segments of players. Whichever segment they have in their system, Alea Play will adapt to that. They can dedicate jackpots to specific markets. Our jackpot engine works across casinos. So if a single operator has, let's say, 10 different brands, they would have the possibility to create one jackpot pool that can be shared across those 10 brands. And for example, you could imagine having a jackpot that is for a specific New Zealand market, but across those 10 casinos. So you can have as many or as few casinos as you'd like.
Another trend is gamification. Operators are putting a lot of focus on. What options are there to gamify jackpots?
Well, I think the jackpot in itself is a great gamification tool. As a player playing on a casino that hosts a jackpot, if you know that you have an extra chance to win, rather than playing on a casino that doesn't have one, casino operators will have the possibility, through the configuration of the payout to be creative in the narrative they want to create, to create player experiences. So typically you'd have the possibility to have a jackpot that for sure is going to fall on Valentine's night, for instance, or you can have daily jackpots or hourly jackpots, weekend jackpots. So you can really create thematic and you can create a story for your players and gamify the whole experience this way.
What about social features? Is there anything to build a sense of community or competition?
Not at the moment, not in this iteration, but we do have in plan to create collaborative play feature. But this is a different engine. That will be built on the Jackpot engine that we're releasing. But this is a complete different one. For the time being, where really all attention is on the Jackpot, and I guess we like to take our time, so we can talk again in maybe 6 months or a year.
Zooming out a bit, I think it's fair to say that one of the things Alea is best known for is API security, what you call API governance. Does that factor in here? Was that an important sort of focus during the design phase?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Security and stability is always a concern when developing any product, really. But in particular, when developing a product like the Jackpot that is moving money, like the game aggregation, but like you would have from a payment aggregation, for instance, is even more important. We apply the same API governance, the same practice logic on the Jackpot that we apply with the rest of our products. Yes.
Is that a concern that you heard from operators when you were designing this, that they're worried about security flaws?
No, no, particularly. They're not expressing, at least, that they have a concern in regards to security flows. I think one of the main concern that was expressed was in regards to the reliability or the certainty of the jackpot's behavior. Because as we're dealing in this industry with lots of randomness, and here in this case, the casino operator is going to put their money on the table because they have to see the jackpot. They want to be sure that what's going to happen is what they think is going to happen and that they're not going to have surprises. Give or take, obviously, the randomness of gambling, let's say, but that the behavior of the jackpot will clearly follow the intention that they have. And this is one of the reasons why we actually built a simulator. This is something that through our benchmark we didn't encounter anywhere, but interviewing some of our customers, some of them mentioned a simulator that I believe was provided by Stake Logic, if I am not mistaken, and said it's great because then when we're creating Jackpot with them, it's amazing because 99% of the simulation turns out to be true, and this is really a relief because you know what's going to happen. And I thought that's good because on this particular sort of product or any product that is used for player engagement, where usually the marketing team is going to invest a lot of money, it's important to know what you're doing because it's very easy to make mistakes in a marketing campaign and then you don't get the ROI. It's not that your campaign was not good, it's just because maybe the settings would have not been exactly the right ones. So we thought, let's include the simulator. We want them to be safe. We want them to trust that everything is going to work exactly the way they want it.
Charlotte, it's been great to hear about this. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, likewise.